was your day today?
Good.
Great,
Yeah.
great.
Awesome. All right, everybody. So we are live. So this is your associate director Timothy Bryant with Natural Way Community, and I am here presenting your community hour for this week. Today we have a very special guest with us. Um, so give her a round of applause. I'm going to introduce her in a moment. She is a motivational speaker. She is a coach. She is an author. She is a talk show host. Her name is Lock Marie. So give it up for Lock Marie.
Hello, hello.
Right. It's a lot. Great to have you here. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Your background and what inspires you as to do all these things, to be a coach, to be an author.
Well, my name is Lock Marie Richardson Moore,
Okay.
and I did 24 years with the Los Angeles Superior Court. That's I always told people that was my day job. After five, I turned into Superwoman, ran into the phone booth and put on all my different hats and started doing the coaching and doing other things that really motivated me and inspired me. And so I kind of started before I got my foot out of the the corporate America job, because I had a lot of passions, I had a lot of drives and things that I desired to do. So I would diddle daddling in here and there. And so about 7 years ago now, I started publishing my books. Um, I was writing, I've been writing since a little girl, 3, 4 years old. Mom give you pencil and paper. You trying to draw little stuff. And I remember when I was in, I want to say probably about the first or second grade, I can remember creating my own first book, and it was made out of cardboard paper. And I made the little seams and stapled it together like a book. And so that was my first book. And I always had the desire to want to publish books. And so
Yeah.
I just, had to step out past my fear, the fear of the unknown,
Yeah.
and make it happen. And so that's what I started doing. And I've been doing that now for about 7 years, with the publishing of, my books.
How
So
so? How many books have you written to date?
I have published probably about 27 to 30. Yeah.
Wow.
And yeah, I have a lot that are still in manuscript form that are not
Okay.
quite done. Because
Okay.
I'm the type of writer, ideas or things, topics come to me, and I just, start writing. I'll go to the dollar stores and I'll buy the manuscript books, and I'll just start, put a title on the top of it. And as I get inspired, I write,
Yeah.
and I write as I go. And I have a big amount that are not quite done yet. So I don't think I'll ever really run out of books. But yeah.
So tell us about your first book. The very first book that you ever put out there uh, to the public. Tell us a little bit about that one.
That book was called The Tip Book.
The tip book.
And yes,
Yes. Okay.
TIP, The Tip Book.
Okay.
And it's probably, it might be over 200 or 300 tips, little paragraphs, or thoughts that throughout my life, things that have always, you had those questions, you see things and you're like, why did they just do that? Or, maybe if we would do this differently, that would happen.
Yeah.
So what I started doing was jotting down different things that came to mind to give people assistance in life,
Yeah.
whether it was
Yeah.
driving, um, dealing with your coworkers, dealing with your ex, dealing with your baby mama, your baby daddy. Yeah, I
It
go
gets
deep.
heavy.
So
Okay.
it's a variety of tips, inspirations, to give you, women especially, to give
Okay.
them something, because a lot of, as a woman, you don't know nothing about this, but as a woman, we
Educate me
need,
today.
we need that sometimes. We desire to have that encouragement, or to make sure we're not going crazy. It's like, am I the only one dealing with this? Like, is
Yeah.
anybody else? Because a lot of we don't discuss it. Some things we keep to ourselves because we're ashamed and things like that. So I kind of put some stuff out there to show other women that you're not alone and you are normal.
Right. So what gave you, I guess, the wisdom to that inspired this book? What led you to know some of the things that people needed to hear.
Well, like my grandmother would always say, life is experience, I guess you could say, but life experience is the greatest teacher. And so going through life and dealing with those things and coming on the other side of them, being
Yeah.
able to, show that, okay, you can get past this. You don't have to allow this to irritate you, or, make you lose your mind or pull out your hair. You can succeed, past some things. So because I had been there, done that, then I was able to help the next person. So I really will say experience, and then, bringing up my grandmother, having older generations that had experienced it, that
Yeah.
was able to be an example for me, where, not so much as to words that they said, because those generations, they didn't really tell us a lot about what they went through and what they dealt with, but their life was the example. Their
Right.
life spoke for them.
Right.
So,
Yeah. I'm definitely a witness to that because I was also raised by the older generation. Uh,
yeah.
so, so your book, the tip book, is mainly geared towards helping women. Do you have anything geared towards men or focused on men and what
Well,
how they should act?
I got men in there too, because there's
Okay.
a part of the book toward the end that speaks on relationships. And
Okay.
so, yeah, oh, don't think I left y'all out.
I was hoping you didn't leave us out. I'm like, wait a minute now.
I
We have that
always
here.
yeah, I always put something in there for the men. And
Okay.
now that you say that, it's funny because on my podcast, within the last maybe about 3 weeks or so, I've been going over one of my current,
Oh.
and
Okay.
it's for men only. So women, you can't, no looking, no peeking. It says how to love your lady the right way.
Okay.
Tips to get the best side of her most of the time. And this is like I want to say probably a 4 volume. I think I've put 3 out, but this is the first volume, and I've been doing the tips on my podcast. And I say get the best out of her most of the time, because I don't want any man to think that he gonna completely understand or get the fullness or the perfectness of a woman at all times. That's humanly impossible.
Yeah.
Because
I
we
think that's
are a very,
I think it kind of goes both ways. I think that
yeah,
we both have our men and women have our moods. We have
yes,
our times when we're not our best.
and that we do as women.
Yeah.
Guilty as charged.
All right. So tell us a little bit about your motivational speaking, and does this tie into your books?
Yes, I do. I have recently, within the last, I want to say, maybe been 2 years now, I've received my coaching certificate in confidence coaching for women.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, because confidence it's something we all have, but I think it's something that needs to be developed in a lot of us.
Yeah.
Coming from certain backgrounds, growing up, we may not have been able to express that confidence, so it was muzzled. But I think everyone has that inner confidence. It just needs to be developed, or brought to light. And so with that, I've done a lot of speaking and different in-person speaking, seminar type, um, or Zooms, especially, within the last year, I've been able to do some different ones. And I recently started my own with a good friend of mine. We have a tea we do every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. It's a Zoom. It's like tea time with Coach Lock Marie and
Okay.
Coach Diane. And so I've been really able to have a really good group of women that we meet every Saturday morning, and we're discussing, just the different issues of life that women may have to deal with or overcome. One of the biggest ones we talked in or we dived in on was forgiveness, you know.
Okay. Oh, that's
And
big.
so,
That's big.
yeah, yeah, because you don't realize, we get past things because we have to. We're like machines. We just keep going and going, but it's still there because as soon as
Right.
that person's name is mentioned, or as soon as you see them, you feel that in the pit of your stomach, or your body temperature rises to let you know you might be somewhere else in life, but you're still not quite delivered or past, what happened. So, in order to completely be healed yourself, you have to forgive. It's not about the other person. So,
Right.
we've dived into that, and yeah,
So what are a few tips that you have for loving yourself and the fullness of oneself?
I'm sorry. Repeat that for me one more time.
What are a few tips that you have for loving yourself, loving self, and the
Okay.
fullness of oneself?
Well, I'm doing I'm learning that daily for like I said, since the shutdown, it's been a tremendous opportunity for myself to grow. And I'm just so grateful for the opportunity. And first thing is to put yourself first. Now, I know that goes against every belief we've probably been taught. Everybody, you deny yourself, and, you take care of others. But you cannot take care of anyone else if you yourself is have not been taken care of.
Right. Right.
You can't, I can't give you a full bottle of water when I only have a half full bottle. So you can't give from a cup that, you have to be filled in order to assist or help someone else. So I think that's very important, to take care of yourself mentally, emotionally, especially as women. It's very important to make sure that your stress level is at a normal level, because dealing with all the multitasking in life, going from job to wife to mother to sister, we have a lot of hats that we have to, wear. And
Right.
so where do you come in as a woman, as a person? You kind of get lost in the shuffle.
Mhm.
So it's always good to take care of yourself first, and to, like me, I believe in the morning, as soon as I get up, even though sometimes I go to bed with it in my ear, I have some type of meditation or some type of soothing music or something to just help me have a good night's sleep. Wake up in the morning refreshed. I get in my, I call it my, used to call it my war room, but I don't have to war no more. Like I've learned that that's why you're going through some stuff, because you warring.
Mm.
I go into my comfort zone, my aha space, my me time, and I just, I do my prayer. I do a scripture reading. I'm a biblical believer, so I always go into the Word, and I seek out positive scriptures or things to inspire and help me and let me know that I can make it no matter what going on in life. I can make it. And so then, you get your exercise going, for your body, your healthy eating. That's the coach in me coming out.
Right. And we're gonna get to that in a minute. Yeah, I think we're gonna talk about that. Uh,
but it's very important, put yourself first.
yeah,
And that is one of the most important things, because you have to be at your best in order to share or give to someone else.
yeah,
Now there was a second part to that,
yeah. The
um
fullness of oneself.
the fullness, yeah. And
Well,
that's where it comes, putting yourself first,
yeah,
believing in yourself, you know searching within, so much, not so much as to looking for other people to approve you, or to pat you on the back, or to give you that like, but knowing whether anyone else approves of you or not, whether anyone else pats you on the back or not, you know who you are. You present yourself and be excited about just being you. And
right,
I think that is the first, something also, to know who you are, and to be excited about life, and just be yourself, be uniquely you.
right. So we have a couple comments here in the section, and that question was actually asked by our executive director.
Okay.
But we have someone by the name of Travell Richardson. Does that name ring a bell to you?
Uh, just a little bit.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit. He says, "Hey y'all," and then TJ, she follows up with, "Yes, it is important. Can't receive the love you deserve if you don't love your full, authentic self first." Just
That's it.
reiterating, some of the things you shared with us.
Yes.
Um, and I guess I can go ahead and let the cat out the bag for those who don't know. Yeah, we was holding it. We was holding it for as long as we could, but we can let it out. So you mentioned your grandmother, having such a huge impact on your life, and just some of the things you've been able to accomplish, and your
Yes.
thought patterns, your foundation.
Yes.
Um, and so, Lock Marie is actually my cousin, everybody. So her grandmother, Mamie Lee Warren, and my grandmother, Rosie Johnson, were sisters.
Yes. Yes.
So, we come from that network, that upbringing,
Yes. Strong women.
strong upbringing, strong Southern women who, who gave us all these values that we live by
Yeah.
today. And,
Yeah.
both of them are gone. And even though they're gone, we still live by these values.
Yeah.
And so it's just really a blessing to be able to share this space with you, and not
Yes.
only as you being a coach, not only as you being a motivational speaker, podcast, talk show host, but also as my cousin, as somebody in my family who I see, doing big and major things.
Yes.
We got, a couple of our relatives here. We got Kenya up in here. We got Bernice. They just showed up.
All
Our family,
right.
yeah, they here. They here.
Hey, family. Woo.
Yes,
Y'all, we gotta get rid of this shutdown stuff. This we need family reunion. I'm missing it.
yes. This pandemic is, has taken that away. So, um, yeah, Jean said, and her grandmother Teresa Carter. That was, that's another cousin of ours in the
Yes.
comment section. So she's saying, "Hey, family, family showing up."
Yes.
Um, so talk to us a little bit about your podcast. You've done, how many episodes have you done at this point? Probably 100. Close,
Oh,
close.
I'm getting oh wait, I can't wait. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do for that one. But yeah, it's gonna be big.
Yeah.
I'm probably at maybe 60 something now. Yeah,
Okay.
because you were the 50th. You were on my 50th. And I think I've done maybe 5 or 10
50.
since
Yes.
then. Yeah. So yeah.
Okay. Okay.
But the
So what are some of
podcast,
the, yeah.
it started, it's funny. I took I call it a class. It was about last year around September. I was connected to an amazing business coach. And so I went through a very in-depth um, coaching program. And so she really helped pull out a lot of things, that was in us. Um, and that's what she watching her helped me in my coaching to see that some things in coaching you cannot teach with words. Some things you just have to be, you have to show the people. And so a lot of things that I received, it taught me and it helped me see what was already in me. Okay. So I'll never forget one day, one morning, I'm laying in there in the bed, my husband's there. So I don't know if your wife does this to you or not, but I don't know if he's asleep. I think if I look over and your eyes is open, then to me you woke. So if I have a thought or something comes to mind, then I'm gonna start talking. So I'm talking, and I do this a lot because I love to talk. So one morning I did it, and he said, "You know what? You need to start a podcast." I said, and it was funny because I had thought about it, but I was like, no, what do I don't know. But when he said it, I said, really? He said, yeah. He said, because you like to talk. So I wasn't sure if that was saying you need to talk to somebody else because I ain't trying to hear it all, or but it was very encouraging. And just that right alone, I said, I'm gonna do it. And I started looking it up, started doing my research, and within a week or within a month, I had it up and haven't looked back since. And I enjoy it because I can sit on there and talk all day if I want to.
And I got a chance to be a part of your 50th, and we had a ball. We had
yes,
a ball.
yes.
So what are some of the subjects that you've talked about on your podcast?
Well, like I said, I read. I go through a lot of my books. I'm doing the tip book for men now. I also do a lot. I have which I have it here. It's an everyday positive thinking little pamphlet book, and it's full of little, really good positive thinking quotes and different little paragraphs. And I really just try to encourage people. I try to, well, I don't try to be funny. It just happens sometimes.
It comes out.
And so but that's my thing, to give people an out, give them something, because we all go through life happens whether you want it to or not. Right. You're going to deal with stresses, you're going to deal with changes, so to be able to tune in to somebody who kind of keeps you uplifted and tries to make you funny and make some funnies and make you laugh. But also I like to school, I'm a teacher at heart, I guess you call it. The coach in me comes out, and I want to help people avoid downfalls, mistakes, or pitfalls that maybe I have dealt with, or things that can happen. And if you can avoid it, or maybe if there's one bit of information from someone that you never heard before, when you are faced with that situation, then maybe something will light up. You're like, you know what? That's what that lady was talking about on that podcast. Because a lot of things we don't know until we face it.
Right.
And so I just think, and I believe that, which, you right up under me, but the older generations is us now. We are.
What? Wait a minute. You can't shoot me like that and just breeze on by. What?
I'll poke you real good.
Poke me real good with that one. Older generation.
We that have hurt. To. You got me feeling. I'm like, wait a minute. Let me tell you, because you know how when we was in school and we had to take tests, or when you go to apply for something, and they always had that box question that said, "Were you born before?" and it had a year.
Ooh.
And I remember it used to be 1954, 1960. I was like, man, no one born.
You got to scroll a little bit longer to get to you again.
Now I'll be like, oh, Lord.
For the first column, now you got to scroll a little bit.
I'm like, wait, do they still have my year on there?
Oh. Oh, man.
So, it's like, I just want to ensure that my son, your daughters,
Yeah.
the generations behind us, because that's what our grandparents did for us.
Right.
And
Right.
how else are they gonna know if we don't tell them? It's like I'm good with, yeah, we can be fun and try to be with them and do the dance with them and all, but we also have to teach them. We can't just be their friends and be their buddies and trying to get as many likes and stuff as they. We also we got to give them that knowledge, because
Right.
that's our job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have been going through this life, and we kind of see how things are, and that's what we got from our grandparents. They knew how things were, and so they tried to give us all that they could to
Yes.
prepare us to go through this life.
Yes.
With them not being here, we're going through it, and now we have a foresight of what the next generation has to deal with. So
Yeah.
it's a disservice if we don't prepare them.
Things are not getting any better.
Not getting better. Yeah,
The world is definitely changing. So
it is. Yeah, constantly. So our cousin actually had a question in the comments. He says, after helping people reach their goals, how does that person find out what their goal in life is?
I'll say that one more time.
After helping people reach their goals, how does that person find out what their goals in life is?
Now, are we just talking about goals in general, or because I do weight loss with women too? So
Okay. So if we want to delve into, I guess, you do the coaching. Let's kind of, delve into what you mean by that, because coaching could be a broad term.
Yeah, it
is. So let's unpack that a little bit. When you say coaching, what do you mean by coaching? What do you coach in?
Like you said, with experience, really, I believe we all are coaches, because we all have something that we have under our belt, some type of experience that we can help somebody else, right? So, but my passion and what I consider my expertise is for women with weight loss and health and fitness. So yeah, the health, I consider that's universal. I can help men, women, boys, and girls, because health is just health. And that can go across the board for anyone. But with the weight loss, I really gear toward women, because I've been there, and especially women. Now my target really is 35 and up, because I understand the woman body, how it goes through the changes and the ups and downs, the giving birth and the hormones and menopause. Like, it's a whole lot of stuff that we got to deal with. Yeah, you ain't got to deal with that. Yeah. Well, yes, you do. Look, yeah, you do, because you're married to a woman. So I guess you do got to deal.
I'm not completely off the hook. Oh, I thought I was.
Yeah.
Thought him.
So with the reaching of goals, go back to that question so I can kind of.
So after helping people reach their goals, how does that person find out what their goals in life is?
So, well, I guess if we've reached it, then.
Yeah, because Travell, you might have to rephrase that question a little bit.
Yeah, because once we've reached it, then,
Can you share a little bit about
I don't know.
Yeah, can you share a little bit about your story as far as your weight loss? Because you're saying that's your expertise as far as your coaching, and you've been through it.
Oh yeah.
So can you share a little bit about your journey with it, and what got you to the point that you are now with the weight loss?
Yeah, it started, I want to say 2000. My son was born 2008. So I'll say before he was born, I don't look, cousin, what year was you born?
Me?
I don't know if you remember me back then or not. But I was, before my son, I was 98 pounds. Like, I was just little. Okay.
I remember.
Okay. So then, I become a woman, I'm married, I have a child, And the doctors told me, now this is why I tell women, we know, we just gonna do what we want to do. Doctor told me that is not all baby. Okay. Your baby is only this big. All that other weight you gaining, that's all you. So, you laugh it off, but he was being serious. I had one of them in your face, tell it like it was doctors, right?
Okay.
So, so I was like, So I said, okay. So he said, now this is what you should eat and this is what you shouldn't eat. And he gave me a list. But everything I wasn't supposed to eat was everything I liked. So I wasn't listening. That was everything I was craving, right? So I went through a big, like, traumatizing experience, going from 98 pounds to over 200, close to almost 230 pounds. Now, when people saw me, they may have thought, oh, girl, you still look good. That's not, but see, that was traumatizing to me because I had never carried weight before. That was nothing that I was used to. So fast forward, maybe about 2 years in, situations change, life change, marriage dissolves. So I always said, my running joke was, people say, how did you lose the weight so quick? Because I went from 200 something, and within 3 months, I had lost like 65 pounds. I went to maybe close to 140-ish or so, 150. And I always tell people the running joke, because I'm always joking, was that first thing I did was lost about 200 pounds of a man, and then the rest was easy. So, life changes happen, and, you focus yourself. I'm like, you know what? It goes back to what I said earlier. I'm putting me first. It's time to take care of myself. I've been taking care of everybody else. Right. I've been doing for everybody else, and I done let myself go. So I got me that was I think about the first time I had got a trainer, got in the gym, started, changing how I ate and everything. And that was in 2010. And so for the last 10 to 12 years now or so, I've just been on that journey, and it's been an up and down battle until I've focused and made my mind that I needed to let go of the sugars and the foods that were addictive, those foods that had me hooked. And I realized that a lot of the things that we deal with as women comes from the foods we eat. It's not normal. Right. We think it's normal because everyone has dealt with it before us. So they warn us about it and they tell us about it. But that's because no one's healthy. Right. And so, once you get your body healthy, the rest is easy. Yeah. And that's one thing I do want to put out there for any women that's out there listening, and you may be struggling or going through it right now. The key is health. Okay. You do not lose weight to get healthy. You get healthy and the weight automatically falls off. Ooh. Guaranteed.
So you do not lose weight to get healthy. Can you repeat that again?
You do not lose weight to get healthy.
Okay.
If you get healthy, you automatically will lose the weight. It's automatic. Yes.
That's a good approach.
Yeah.
Now Travell says sugar is good.
So I'm gonna need you to block that Travell. I have conversations with that Travell, and he made me put my glasses on like Gigi in a minute.
That Travell's a trouble. I'll tell you.
Trouble with a capital T.
But he asked a question here. He also asked a question. He said, so he rephrased the question he asked. He says, I'm always helping other people reach their goal, but I don't know what my goal is in life. How do I find what my goal is? Is it just to help other people reach their goal? Okay.
First thing you do, Bill, is put a pause in helping everybody else. See, you can't focus on you because you're too busy focusing on everybody else. And see, as long as you focus on them, they good. So they're not gonna tell you to stop. They want you to focus on them.
Yeah.
See, the key is for you, like us what I said, put yourself first. And that goes for women and men.
Yeah.
You have to put yourself first. You know, we've taught all our life. You just don't be selfish. You're not supposed to be selfish. Yes, that is the best thing. That is the healthiest thing for anyone to be selfish. Because, like I said, if you cannot take care of self first, if you are, why do you think we have so many sick and unhealthy people? Because they overexert themselves. They give all, they overdo trying to help and please everyone else. And when you get home, you can't work out. When you get off, you can't do anything for yourself because you're so tired and worn out. So what do? You grab the quickest thing to eat, sugar. You go to the fast food. You can't cook anything healthy or nutritional because you're so burnt out giving of yourself to everything and everybody else. And because everyone, and that's a good selfishness, but then because of the bad selfish, they want to pull from you and take from you. And as long as you giving, got a handout, whether it's your time, your energy, your money, whatever it is, because that's making it easy on them. And I think when we do that, we do a disservice to other people because they never learn, or they're never able to really find out who they are or what they need to do, because all they got to do is look to you.
Become people's crutch.
So you hit it on. That's it right there. That's it right there. And so, for that question, first thing is to relax and just go within, because no one else can tell him what his goal is or what he should be doing. It's there because it's placed in us at birth. It may take us, some people it takes longer than others, to figure it out, but it's there. You just have to take time. Just the same energy, the same time he puts in helping other people, just take that and put it within itself. And it'll just, I mean, look at him. He's a I call him a self-made musician, a self-taught musician. If he can do that, he can do anything.
Right. Because it's in you. So it's in you. So a couple other comments here. Apparently, a lot of people agree that sugar is good.
Of course, because look, have you ever known for a drug addict to say their drug wasn't good?
Otherwise, they keep doing it. Why are you going to say sugar that you don't like?
Come on now. Why do you think it's in everything you buy? Because the companies know that that's how they hook you.
Yeah.
You don't want nothing that's not good.
Right. That's why we struggle all these things. Like, don't eat that. I wouldn't have a problem not eating it if I don't like it.
But one thing I can say, which I learned, and thank God I learned quickly, was it may be good, but what they say, everything good for you, everything good to you.
Right.
For you. Right. And sooner or later, it'll catch you. So
we're moving into that later.
And see, on my later, I'm trying to have my later where I am still vibrant, healthy, whole. Right. The only pills I want to take are my vitamin supplements, and that's it. I don't want to be on medications. I don't want to have to go see my doctor every other week. No, because I see it daily with my clients, and my heart goes out, and I think maybe that's why God gave me this passion and this drive for health, because he knew that I have a love for people and I want everybody to be healthy and happy and whole. I don't like seeing people down and, depressed, and health has a lot to do with a lot of our our mindsets,
Right.
it affects everything, your entire body.
Right.
And yeah.
So when you take on a new client, what does your coaching consist of? Like what do you do? Like start from
Well,
if I come to you and say, hey, I want you to be my coach, what can I expect?
well, first thing I need to find out from you where you are mentally. Like, what is it that you feel you need? What are you going through? Because most of the time with most of my ladies, it's they're having symptoms. Things are starting to happen that it's normal because it's always happening. They know it's not normal.
Yeah.
Headaches every day. Um, I can't lose the weight. It's normal because that's everybody's story. It,
Yeah.
it has become our normal, but it's not normal. If you
Right.
understand what I'm saying.
Right.
That's not supposed to happen. There's something going on. There's a reason why that's happening. And so that's the first thing I want to know, what's going on with you, because I coach from a individual thing. Everyone is at a different phase in their health or in their mental, in
Yeah.
their stress levels. So I really have to kind of have a one-on-one, because I have discovery call. My first call usually is I try to have like a free discovery call to kind of really get the details from them, to find out what am I dealing with, and then see where their mind is, to see if they're ready, because a lot of people are not ready. They, every
Say they're ready.
what do you hear from everybody? Girl, I want to lose this weight. I'm ready. I just want to lose this weight. No, you're not ready, because your focus is on the weight. You ain't said nothing about your health. You haven't said nothing about them 7 prescription drugs you got at home that your doctor gave you that you need to, that's the issue. That's where we need to start, because that affects every and anything else. So that's the first thing I do. And I have a free Facebook health group for women. And so what I would do is, before I even get on a call with them for the discussion, I would invite them to that free group. Because when I tell you, if I never coached a person ever, and all they did was take the hour that they usually would spend on social media, or the hour they would spend watching a television show, and they just scroll through that group, I have put enough information in that group to cure you of every ailment that you have. Like, it's just there, but we have to accept it, and we have to want it. And you're looking at your comments, and from the comments that they don't want it. They want the sugar. They want the sugar.
Well, okay, so one of the comments said the sugar from mangoes. So she kind of halfway won. Oh,
So, yeah, I just, my thing is to let them know I'm here, I'm ready, because I know what I'm capable of. I know the information I have. I'm living proof of it, living example, but I'm not gonna waste your time and my time, because you're gonna be more frustrated than anything, because then you're gonna look at me, it's not working. You're not working.
you're not right, right, right. Your mindset's not there, so of course it's not going to work.
And then you got peer pressure. That don't just stop when you graduate from school. Adults, we got peer pressure daily.
Yeah.
You go to dinner or lunch with your family and friends, and you eating something healthy. What you eat? You eating all that rat food? I mean, you hear it all, but you got to be determined. You got to have boldness. You have to be confident in yourself, knowing that this isn't about popularity. This is about my health.
Right.
So,
right. And so once you get to that first, the discovery call, then, do you lay out a plan for them? Do you help with nutrition, exercise, and what do you do after the discovery?
Yes, which I recently just did a couple of days ago. I get together everything, like I said, from whatever I find that's going on with them. I have them take a before picture. I have them do their weight and all that, send it to me. For the first maybe 2 or 3 days, Before we even start, I want to know everything you put in your mouth, from liquids to food, snacks, anything you eat, write it down. And usually, cuz, let me tell you, that's how I know that whether or not they serious. Because I have had women to contact me, right, countless times. And the first thing I tell them, okay, for the next 3 days, just give me everything you've eaten. Just journal it down.
Mhm.
And that's the last time I hear from them.
Wow. Wow.
So, I mean, which is good. You don't waste my time. I don't waste yours because you're not ready. Because you already know what your problem is.
So they made it through the discovery call. That's the pre-hire. That's the pre-hire stage. And they get to the door. They don't complete the application. That's it.
Well, you know that's why what I started doing was that's what I do before the discovery call. That's the first thing I say. Oh, okay, give me everything you eat, and then once I get that from them, then we go to the discovery call.
Okay. Okay. So this
Because that way that lets me know, oh, this person is serious. You know, they understand that bagel and that donut and that diet soda and all that, they shouldn't, but they wrote it down. They gave me everything, and that's what you have to be honest. You're
right.
not fooling me. You're not hurting me. You it's not gonna hurt me. You want results. You're stopping your own results.
Right.
So,
and so I know your expertise is helping women. Do you also extend to men?
I can, and well, look, my husband, he always tell me I'm your first male client. Because me and him, believe me, a lot of things that, when I learned, because like I said, even right now, I'm in a process. I have maybe 10 more lessons left, and I will have my certification as a professional keto intermittent fasting coach. Okay. And this is when I tell you I'm learning some health stuff that I'm like, oh my God, I'm killing myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, like I said, health is universal. And when I learn it, I'm like, babe, can't eat that no more. And I'll break it down to him, tell him what it does, why it's doing it. And I'll, he says, if he find out, I'm gonna know y'all told. he said, well, let's give it to the neighbors. Like, if it's gonna kill us, it's gonna kill them. No, we can't. Well, let's take it down there and give it to. I'm like, no, we're not giving this to nobody. But I understand what he's saying, because it is, you're throwing away food, wasting money. No, I'd rather waste that money than to waste my health. Yeah. And I'm not going to give it to anybody else if I know what it's doing to the inside of the body. I have right now, I have a bag of vitamins and supplements that I found out recently were of no good. All over the advertisement on it is talking about wellness and health and all these benefits, but they're no good. And I said, I'm going to keep them, because as I do other seminars and as I do other teachings and, classes, I'm taking that bag with me, because I want to inform people, and educate them. Right. You have to read your labels, read the ingredients, that little fine print at the back, at the bottom, that you got to strain to see. That's why you have to strain to see it.
Like, wait, what? I was just trying to stop you from coughing. I know you can kill me too. So our cousin Bernice has a really good question.
Okay.
She says, does keto really work?
Oh, have you not been watching my pictures? Yes, it does. And let me tell you, keto, okay, let's rephrase that. Healthy keto works. Okay.
Talk to us about healthy keto.
Just like anything else in life, when there is a original, you're going to always have some copycats.
Okay.
You gonna have, you got the OG, or you got the original, or you got the first of, the real thing, the authentic.
Mhm.
And people look and see, oh, everybody's flocking and want that.
Yeah.
Guess what?
Right.
Everybody now is starting to make, you got all kind of keto diets and keto this and keto snacks and keto. It Healthy keto is healthy food.
Okay.
If they got you doing anything else, or got you focused on anything other than healthy eating, which is what grandmama and them, vegetables,
Okay.
minerals, vitamins, foods that nourish the body. If it's anything else other than that, is not, no.
Mm. Yeah, because I noticed, in our community, it seems like keto is kind of gotten this popularity.
Yeah. And
Um,
that, yeah, and that's what happens when, what's something else that, a good example, anything, like I say, anything that becomes popular, you're gonna always have somebody who's just about that money,
mhm.
and they're gonna come up with something to, and I'll say this: if they want you to buy powders and pills, and unless it's something natural, meaning it's something from organic foods or organic vegetables and things of that, it's money. It's
Yeah.
just a gimmick to get money,
Okay.
because keto gears toward nothing but foods that are grass fed, healthy. Um, you have your certain amount of carbs, which is very low, because that's one of that wall that keeps you from reaching your goals. You have your fats, you have your veggies, you have your protein. There's different amounts that the body needs daily. And that's one thing that I have learned, which it took me almost darn near 40 some years to learn it, but I thank God I did.
Yeah.
Vitamins and minerals, nutritional daily intake is what keeps the body healthy. I say I used to take a vitamin every other day, or I forget and I take it once a week. No, that's not. The
So,
body has daily vitamins that it needs. It is necessary for a healthy body.
so what you're saying then is that it is a good practice, and correct me if I'm wrong. It's a good practice to take like the vitamin supplements.
Well,
Oh,
when I use the word vitamin now, I mean from healthy foods,
okay.
because
Okay.
yeah, because there are a lot, unless you are professional in it, and in a sense, and when I say that, you really know the ingredient, like you read your labels and you see what is, the ingredients are, you've done your research to know what it means. Because I found out the hard way that a lot of supplements are synthetic vitamins.
Mm,
It's a money thing.
okay.
You get the big jar of vitamin C, 1,000 milligrams. Vitamin C doesn't come that that high.
Okay.
Pure real vitamin C, that's synthetic. That's why when you go to use the restroom, your water, your water when you're done looks like a sunflower,
Okay.
because your body is trying to fight off your body. As soon as it goes in, the body says, "Alert, alert, warning, warning."
Right.
Uh, what's the counterfeit? Imposter, imposter,
Imposter.
and it shoots it right out, and
Okay.
you pee it right out.
Yeah.
So we have to be careful. And I have learned, and within the last 6 months or more, I have just been eating healthy, and that's where I get my vitamins, because all your cruciferous vegetables, your leafy greens, you get all vitamin A, B. I mean, all of that comes in your veggies. You get it out of your protein from your meals or your eggs. you get your protein, you get your fats, you get everything you need from food, the type of food that you eat. So I would recommend for anyone who wants a supplement or make sure that it is a natural, made from vegetables or some type of compound where it's a or organic type food, vegetable. But all of these regular vitamins, like, I won't name the stores, but the vitamin places you go and there's just rows and rows. I had to throw out all that stuff because when you look at the ingredients, but that's their favorite. Everybody like the sugar. There's no reason sugar should be in your vitamin. That's defeating the purpose.
So you're gathering all this from the training that you're going through.
Yes.
Over this time and all the certifications.
And my own research, because like once I see something, I read it, then I'm going online and I'm searching. I'm going and I'm looking it up, and like I said, personal experience. Which today I was doing a lesson on women, menopause, all that we going through with them hot flashes and all that night sweats. That's not normal. We've made it normal. That's not healthy normal. There's a problem with the body. And I am an example and a firm witness and believer, because before I got healthy or started building back my health, I was sweating bullets. I don't deal with that anymore. And there's parts of the bodies that are affected, by a lot of things. And so health, it's important.
Yeah, definitely. So I do want to share a comment that TJ Robinson stated here. She said, "This is a great hour, Power. Loving all the knowledge being dropped in humble confidence, dipped in black joy." She's so poetic and excellent. We are truly more than well. So she said that. So as we wind down, are there any final thoughts that you want to share with the audience and with our Black community?
Well, I just, I'm loving the unity that we're, especially during this last hour, thinking about what you just said, hour of power, during this last year. Yeah. I love how our community has come together, and the businesses, the small businesses, were supporting one another. A lot of people who didn't know what they wanted to do are starting to do it, and they have other people who, are assisting them. And I would say, keep that up, help one another when it comes to, forming the businesses and things, because a lot of times, people, they don't know. There's a lot of people who want to have their own business or start things, but they don't know where to start. And if you have one going, then that could be another business for you.
Right.
Assisting other startup businesses, with the different paperwork in your cities or, in your different states, how to get your license or how to do this or how to, get your trademarks. And because a lot of that is foreign to someone who comes from corporate world or someone who's never ran a business altogether. That could be another business for someone who has a business.
Right.
If you got all your ducks in order, all your paperwork in line, you got a nonprofit you done started, do a class on how to start a nonprofit. Charge $25 a head or, $30, $100, because the information is going to be priceless to whoever gets it. Right. And I just think that the more we as a community come together, the more we as a people come together and help one another, then we can become more and have more. And you won't have to worry about going and, I can't support none of ours. We don't have, because no one's helping. We get it and we hover it. Like, my business, if I tell you how to start yours and you're going to take away from my business. No.
Right. We have to get rid of that.
There's enough. Yes. Yeah. There's enough for everyone. The pot does not end. It's what they say, the on the other side of the rainbow, there's the pot of gold. Mm-hmm. It's enough gold for us all.
Right.
So that's one thing I would share, just be open, and just realize that helping someone else won't take away from you. As a matter of fact, it'll add to you,
Right.
because you can't give out and not receive back, with information and things like that.
Right. That's certainly the stance that Natural We community has taken. We
Oh
take pride in
yeah.
partnering with individuals like yourself, who are out there,
Hmm.
doing great things in our community, who have something to offer our community, whether it's
Yeah.
in their health, whether it's in their finances, knowing financial literacy,
Right.
cultural appreciation, just all the different aspects that we can be uplifted and educated and empowered. Uh,
Hmm.
so, uh, it was definitely a pleasure to have you on. So one thing I do want you to let us know how people can get in contact with you to take advantage of all this knowledge that you have to share and your services as a coach.
Yes, I have a website, www.lockmarie.com. I'm on Instagram, Coach Lock Marie, and I'm probably on every social site out there.
Good.
Twitter. Yeah, I'm very I have my, what they call it, my internet real estate. I have my foot in a lot of that. So yeah, Pinterest, I have sites, and you can email me at coachlockmarie@gmail.com. And if you're a lady, or a girl, and you're having some health issues or some weight issues, and you're trying to figure things out, you can send me an email, send me a DM on one of the social sites. I have a public author was author and health page now
Mhm.
on Facebook, also Coach Lock Marie, and also like I said, I have a women's health group on Facebook, and it's called Stay Fit with Coach Lock Marie.
Right.
So yeah.
Okay. Well, we definitely want to make sure that everyone within our network is able to get access to you whenever they have
Okay.
something, concerning their health, or they have a question concerning their health, or they want to make improvements. We want to make sure that they know how to get in contact with you. So thank you for
Definitely.
sharing that with us. So
Yes.
as we close, we're going to go ahead and just let you know some of the things that Natural We has got going on. We have our tutoring program that is still going strong, and uh, that's going to be going up into the end of this month, and then we're going to be taking a small break. We have tutoring throughout the week and various subjects. We have some amazing tutors that are tutoring through Zoom. In addition to that, we also have our food bank that we have at 3 locations. So we have one at Spirit of Truth, which is located on 98th and Figueroa in Los Angeles. We have one at New Providence, which is located at 102nd in Normandy, also in Los Angeles. And then we also have one at Plymouth Friendship Baptist Church, which is located on 101st in Avalon in the city of Los Angeles. So we are very proud to be in the forefront of feeding our people and also educating our people. Uh, these ministries, these things are uh, affecting the next generation.
Yes.
So it's very important that we do that. Also, we've got our hair show coming up very soon. We're going to be having a virtual hair show. We normally have a hair show where we, have it in person, and we have people, come in and model the different hairstyles. People can purchase tickets, and then proceeds from that hair show would go to benefit a Black organization. Well, this year, of course, we're still in this sort of lockdown situation to where we can't meet in person. And unfortunately, we weren't able to have it last year. But this year, we wanted to make sure that we were still able to do this safely. So we will be having more information coming to you about our virtual hair show, how you can purchase tickets and see this hair show. So stay posted for that. But we thank you so much for sharing with us on this community hour. We hope that you all have a safe weekend as you come into the weekend, and we see you next week. Our next speaker is going to be Rene Broussard, and he's going to have some great information. concerning finances. So that's going to be next Thursday. I'm also going to be hosting that. It's going to be on Zoom, just like we did here, and it's going to be from 6 to 7. So make sure you tune into that. But you all have a great night, and thank you so much, La Marie, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
All right, take care, everybody.